Hello everybody, this is Tazilon and I'm here in Malinovka Standard West in my no skill MT25 for original Lighthouse tutorial series What Would You Do Volume 19. This is a series where at various times throughout the battle I'll stop the film and ask, if you were driving my tank, what would you do? And then I'll tell you why I did what I did and why. And you're probably asking, well, come on, we already know what you're going to do. You're going to go spot. It's Malinovka. And yes, that's true. But as you'll see later in the fight, I don't get to just passive spot. And that's really when the match becomes really interesting. This is probably the most fun I've ever had in getting a draw. Yes, I don't win. I only get a draw. And I'm very thankful to get away with that. And you'll see as the battle one plays that it's kind of a somewhat miraculous draw. I'm still kind of laughing about it when I think about it. There's no artillery in the battle. One scout apiece. We're dominated by heavies. We only have 2 mediums and 4 TDs. They're dominated by TDs. They have 4 mediums and 4 heavies, but the majority of them are TDs. I'm going to go over here, squeak through there. The heavy stops, so I said thank you. And I don't have 6th Sense, so I'm going to move into the big bush in E4. Much safer for me without 6th Sense than trying to move into the more aggressive F5, because I won't know when I'm spotted up there. As long as I can get some spots over here and help my team, this is a better option for me with no 6th Sense. Now if I find the T-64 way off on the edges of the map somewhere, maybe I'll move forward and try that other bush, but it actually doesn't work out that way. He's going to be in a position where I can't do that. But we already have 1 kill. Matter of fact, through the middle of the fight, everything's looking pretty good for us. Then things turn south. There's the 64. Nobody shoots him though. I'm not going to shoot him. If I try to shoot him right now, I'm dead. So we have lots of TD targets, so I'm content just to sit here and wait. We have 3 heavies and a medium moving up towards the hill, and that looks all good. Be nice if a couple more went, but everybody wants to get in on killing these TDs down here. The trouble is, watch what happens. Now the Centurion, he stopped for a second from going up the hill, and now the enemy team's on the hill and they don't ever push the issue. They all halt in place right now because of 1 medium. And that ends up causing major problems later on in the fight. The KV-3 thinks he's a scout and is moving forward into position he should never go to in the first place. And he's going to pay the penalty for that. He's almost dead now, but that's just a ridiculous place for a heavy to go to, especially a huge heavy like him. Hopefully this T-28 dies. There he goes. And here comes the Type 64. Now I'm trying to call in a strike on him, and I end up shooting because I clicked the wrong mouse button by mistake, and that gets me shot here in a second. Yep. T-59 hits me, so I have to totally back out. I did not want to shoot at the Type 64. I just hit the wrong thing. I'm going to get my concealment back, pull back up here in one of these other bushes just to see if the Type 64 will get back down to where I can shoot him. But not going to happen. We're still looking fairly good. We have a 2-tank lead, and now I'm going to pull back up in the big bush. We're in control of the fight at this moment. We have 2 mediums and an enemy heavy coming across the top of the hill. But we have 3 heavies, a medium, and potentially 2 TDs there to fight them off, and that looks good. We're starting to invade the south. We have a 3-tank lead, and everything's looking like, hey, this is going to be a pretty okay win for us. But this stage of the fight is like as good as it gets for us. It starts going downhill after this. I can't really explain why. We just totally get wiped out up north. The T10 had to just suck it up and go down the hill after the Type 64, and he never did that. And now our northern defense is almost completely collapsed. The skirmishers out there, if they can call heavy skirmishers, that's how they were trying to play. They're all dead. But we're attacking on the south, so hopefully this line of TDs can ward off the northern attack while we dominate the south. Things aren't lost. It's 6-6. We have a decent position. I was shooting back up right away, thinking I'm probably going to get spotted. The Type 59 went down to defend the south, but the RHM is sitting right up here. Don't know where the 120 is. I'm going to see if I can get a shot at the RHM, but I can't really toy around with him too much. He's going to disappear. Something bounced me. I'm assuming it's the 120, so I need to back up and get concealment back. There goes the 64. He's dead. So you see how the battle is. It's 7-7. What would you do? At the moment, it looks like we're doing okay on the southeast, so I'm going to stay here and try to snipe a little bit. If I can hit anything. Patton gets taken out. There's the 120. We are trading, it looks like we're trading kills over there in the southeast. RHM's still up in here, 120's here, Tiger 2 here. We should still be okay, except as we deal with this Tiger 2, our southeast completely dies out. That puts us in a bad position. So I'm seeing if I can come over here and help with the Tiger. I'm not getting a good shot from that angle. We're down a tank now. What would you do? And I'm just going to move farther to the north and try to get a better flanking position on the Tiger 2 to where I can put some rounds in him and help this T10 out. I'm worried that the 120's coming over and the RHM is going to be trying to snipe him. So I want to try to get this Tiger 2 out of the way and let us reset our defense here for the final conflict. He's turned toward the T10, so I should be able to get some damage on his turn.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit.
Now he's moved toward looking at me, but the T10 gets a kill. Now, what to do? We're down a tank. Every tank left is off east of us somewhere, but where should I go? I'm going to move up on the balcony up here. Hopefully from up here I can spot any tanks moving across this way and allow the T10 to get some shots in, maybe the 152, before they get close enough to see where we are. And as I come up this way, there's the 120 already coming across the middle of the map. This tank doesn't have the best gun depression in the world. The guy's close enough that if I fire at him, he's going to see me, but I'm going to fire anyway because I'm trying to get him to do just what he did, which is turn his gun toward me, and hopefully the T-10 can take advantage of that. But I have to be cognizant of the fact that RHM is back there somewhere. If I stay exposed too long, he's going to take me out. T-10 takes out the 120. That's perfect. Now I can go back over here and continue to try to set up on the balcony. One tank deficit. Still not crucial or critical yet. T-28 against the T-25. That should be a mismatch in our favor. So we could have it 3-on-3 here in a second. There's the Type 59 way down there. Yes, 3-on-3. Things looking good again. We have decent position. I have some eyes on the T-10. And the RHM. I'm going to see if I can move over here and put some shots into the back of him. RHM looks like maybe he went down towards the water.
We didn't even scratch them. Critical hit.
I'm not trying to hit the turret, it's just that's where it happens to be hitting. Now the Type 59 looks like he's running the field toward our Type 28 prototype. And he takes out the T-10. Prototype takes out the 59. It's 2-on-2. What would you do? And I'm kind of in a weird situation because I know both the enemy tanks are right in here. That RHM I think went over the edge and was going to come up here and try to tag team our T-10. Both enemy tanks are somewhere right in here. And I can move over and light them up, but the trouble is, look how far away the T-28 is. He's not going to be able to see him. And so I think I'm going to be getting lights that my teammate can't take advantage of. So I'm still going to go over here because I don't know if the T-28 is going to move forward or camp or go try to cap or what he's going to do. I'm watching what he's doing as I move over here. I'm hoping if I light up a tank for him, he's going to get the hint and come up closer to where he can shoot him. There goes the T-10 down the middle, and notice he stopped. As soon as I went across that little clearing, he stopped. I don't ever light up because I don't have sixth sense, but obviously he saw me. So I don't want to continue going that way and let the RHM take me out. I'm going to turn back this way a little bit. There's the RHM. If I'd kept going, he would have had an easy shot on me. Okay, see where both their tanks are again. What would you do? And now I'm still in the same situation as before a few minutes ago, but now I know the T-28 is staying put. He's not moving. It doesn't help me to light these tanks up right here. My T-28 can't shoot them. So I'm going to make a big run around the end, and my goal is to come down like this, get over here, and hopefully if they chase me a little bit, I'll be able to get all the way over here and set up in a position to where when they come south, I'll be able to spot for my TD. It's interesting to me though that the T-10 wanted to try to charge me when he saw me, so I need to remember that seems to be his mentality in the future, and be ready for it if he sees me again. He charged me, the RHM didn't. If I'm lucky, I'm going to be able to get over there and get set up before they move on towards cap. I don't know how long they're going to entertain the idea of coming up on the hill after me. I'm sure all their teammates are screaming at them not to worry about that if they're talking to them, because the time's under 3 minutes left. They chase me up on top of the hill. There's no way they're going to win the battle. So they're probably being told to go cap. And yep, that's what they're doing. Now, unfortunately, after sitting there the whole fight, the T-28 decides to come forward. Nothing I can do about that. Both the tanks are capping. It would have been easy for me to come up here and light him up for him and let him shoot from distance, but he's pulling forward. I don't have lights here. T-28 sees him, I think. T-28 dies. So here we go. 21 seconds left for them to win. On cap, I see them both. I don't have sixth sense. I don't know if they see me or not. I have to get a reset. What would you do? Yep, I have to go up into that bush to my left. Hopefully be able to reset. I'm going to shoot at the RHM because it's much easier to pin him than the T10, so I want to go for the guaranteed reset. That buys me a little time, but remember, the last time the T20 came after me when he saw me, here he comes again. So I need to get back down here, and hopefully these bushes will provide concealment as I move away. I'm curving back up, and I'm thinking, man, I'm going to have to get another reset again, but he pulled off cap. If he's off cap, he's going to come after me. I think he's sitting there deciding where to go, but he's definitely going to come after me. What would you do? How are you going to try to pull this out? There's only a minute 29 seconds, and to be honest, right now, I'm thinking, realistically, I'm playing for a draw right now. These guys each have a lot of hit points. I don't think I'm going to be able to take them out and get a win, but I don't want to lose and give them the victory. I would like to force a draw if I could. What would you do? I'm going to come down and set up down here, see if that T10 keeps coming after me. The trouble is I have to get by the T10 to reset the RHM. So based on where he's at, I'm going to move back here to the other side of this little cliff by the water, and I'm going to pop up, and hopefully he's going to see me. I'm going to take a shot at him just to make sure he sees where I'm at. If I can suck him down this way, maybe I can end run on it and get around. So I'm going to stop right here, make him think I'm hiding down this way. Now I'm going to go. If any luck, he's going to charge right where I was, and I'm going to be able to sneak around him. And there he goes, right where I wanted him to do. Now, what would you do? You know you aren't going to kill this RHM. You can't get in close enough to do it, and the T10's going to come back and wipe you out if you do. There's only 44 seconds left. How do you play this? All you can do is come in, get a light, shoot, and then my idea is I'm cutting to the right. If I get a hit, I'm diving to the right, getting down over this hill. Hopefully the combination of bushes and rocks and fences will let me get out of here. He can't cap. My whole goal is just get away. So I'm trying to use as much concealment as I can. Now if I get around to the right here, I'm out of here. And I've escaped with a miraculous draw, really, because there's no way we should have even drawn this. They should have won this battle. And now I'm gone. 5 seconds to go. They can shoot. They aren't going to hit me from where they're at. There we go. Get a draw. Now, at the very end, actually after this game, the RHM... Jeez. The RHM sent me a message in the garage saying that he reported me for unsportsmanlike conduct because I did not let him win and complete his mission. It was like, dude, are you kidding me? That's unsportsmanlike for me to force a draw instead of take a loss? It's like, you knew I needed that mission. It's like, how do I know you need the mission? Anyway, he was so upset about it. He's talked to me for like 5 minutes in the garage bitching at me for destroying his mission when he needed to get a cap victory. And I'm like going, hey, you know, I know you're mad. You'll calm down and you'll laugh about it here in 10 minutes, but salute, happy hunting, have a nice day. Don't let it ruin your day. You'll get it again. And if I'm ever in a battle with you and you tell me you need a cap win, I'll try to help you out. But it's like, this really isn't worth being that mad about. But he was irate. But really, they both made mistakes. Apparently, the RHM was so intent on trying to get a cap win that he forgot about just getting the win in all. Because if he would have come after me at the same time as the heavy did, they probably would have trapped me and and gotten a win. But he didn't. He chose to try to cap. The T10, on the other hand, should have never gotten off cap. He should have stayed on cap and forced me to come up and keep shooting them, because the odds are being pressured to reset them in my 57 against his T10, in order for me to get a shot, I would have exposed myself to one of the two of them, and I would have died and they would have won. So he came after me, and then he let me totally fake him out. And it's hard to see now because I let the film go too far, but he came down into this little crook and came after me to where I could just sneak around and use terrain to mask the fact that I'd snuck around on him, and managed to get close enough to get a good shot in on the RHM and then escape with the draw. And it's like, man, it's like one of the most enjoyable draws I've ever had. Not only did I piss one of the guys off, but it was just, it had to be perfect placement of their tanks coming after me. I had to sucker them in to come after me, and then make the end run around him using the terrain and get the shot on target, and then manage to dive to the right and get terrain to help me out again. And it all worked out, and it's like, normally I'm not happy with a draw. I hate draws, but in this case, yes, I got a draw out of this. There's no way that should have been a draw. So it all comes down to a couple things. In the beginning, you saw me just be the typical passive scout in Mali, and that's all fine and good. And I tried to help my team out later on and spot the people coming across the middle, and we just weren't up. We had everything on a silver platter set up for us to win, and we couldn't take advantage of it. And we ended up fighting really my ass off just to pull a draw out. But the thing is, at the end, it would have been very easy for me to say, hey, we're going to lose, so why not just charge them and get all the damage I can and be out of here? But it's like, I don't like giving the enemy team a win. If I can't win, you're not going to win either, as if I have any way about it. And knowing that the T10 liked to charge me, I tried to take advantage of that and use it against him, and lo and behold, he did exactly what I tried to get him to do, and it let me pull out a draw. So the moral here is, don't ever give up. Keep fighting. You may not always get a victory, but at least you can keep the other team from winning. Malinovka, standard mode, West, happy with a draw. Happy hunting.